If we see ourselves, our bodies, our business skills, our relationships, our mindsets, all as a work in progress, we will then give ourselves the grace to be just wherever we are and simultaneously having a vision of where we want to be. Welcome to Inspiration Rising. My name is David Trotter, and I'm a business growth consultant. I'm passionate about helping business owners, just like you, rise above your biggest barriers to reach your greatest goals, all without the paralyzing overwhelm, feeling all alone, or wondering what the heck to do next. I'm a former pastor and a serial entrepreneur who's passionate about personal growth because that's what's helped me cultivate peace in my life and empowered me to love my amazing wife, Laura, of 26 years, and our 2 almost grown kids. So if you're all about business, personal growth, and peace in your life, you're in the right place. I'm super glad that you're here. Hello, friends, and welcome back to Inspiration Rising. It is great to have you with me today. Well, where I live in Southern California, it's a city called Costa Mesa. It's about an hour south of Los Angeles. That's when there's good traffic. Bad traffic would be 2 hours south of Los Angeles. And it's very common in our area to see major home remodels and house builds in every neighborhood, like wherever I walk. Most of the original homes were built in this area around the 50s and 60s. And so people will buy a home, tear it down, and then build a brand new one right in its spot. And so when I'm out on my daily walks, no matter where I look, there's work in progress. All right. In fact, just a couple weeks ago, there were several flatbed trucks rolled up right across the street in our cul-de-sac with big, huge construction equipment. And this team of workers showed up at 7 a.m. and they dismantled an entire house within just a couple of days. They didn't just take a bulldozer and just bulldoze it down, like just demolish it. No, they literally took it apart piece by piece with these workers. And after they took away all the boards and the pipes and the wiring, they put up this high construction fence around it. You've seen those, where it covers the entire property so you can't see in what's happening. And obviously no one can get in to either cause damage or get hurt or, whatever. Now, as a nosy neighbor, I look at the property, right? I'm seeing what's going on here. And I'll see some workers that are coming and going and they're doing something, but I don't know exactly what they're doing. I'm curious. I don't want to go ask them because that would be weird, obviously. But one day they showed up with this big tractor thingy. I don't know what to call it. They dug this big hole in the ground. Okay. They moved all this dirt around and I'm wondering what's happening. And then now it's been probably at least a week and I don't see anything happening at all. Like there's nothing that I can see. But whether I can see the progress or not, here's what I know to be true. It's a work in progress. I might not be able to see the progress, but I know that it's a work in progress. I might not be able to see the physical results of something happening. I can't see the home being built yet, but behind the scenes, people are planning, they're making choices, they're getting permits, all sorts of things. Why? Because it's a work in progress. The truth is that you can't always see outward progress that you want to see in your life or business, even though things are happening behind the scenes. Why? Because you and I are a work in progress. Imagine having a dose of inspiration delivered directly to your heart every single day. That's my intention when I send out the daily InspoText, an encouraging text message that arrives to your phone free of charge. I send quotes like, "Start from wherever you are with whatever you've got" by Jim Rohn. Then I'll add a couple of thoughts to help you reflect on your day. If you're interested, text me at 949-401-6090 and say, "Hello, Dave." And you'll get an automatic reply with a link where you can add yourself as one of my contacts. It's absolutely free. And of course, you can unsubscribe at any time. Go ahead, text me now, 949-401-6090. Say hello, and I'd love to start sending you a daily dose of inspiration. Now, to see those outward results, to see the home being built, to see your life being transformed, to see your relationships growing, to see your career going to the next level, to see your business scaling. It requires a plan. It requires consistent behind the scenes work and a tenacity to keep going. Have you ever started something and expected to see significant results like right away? Right? I ate healthy. I ate healthy for one day and I start going, why haven't I lost 10 pounds? I mean, my goodness, I ate healthy one day. I exercised 3 times in a week. Where are my muscles? I should be ripped by now. I was super nice to my spouse yesterday. Why hasn't our relationship totally changed? Or I started my new business. I jumped in on this network marketing idea, or I launched a new website for this new product that I want to create, and why am I not making tons of money? I mean, I got started. I did it. Why isn't it just rolling in? Well, there's nothing wrong with having big goals. I have huge goals. But when we expect tremendous results without a plan, without consistent investment, and without tenacity, we'll probably end up quitting whatever it is that we started. You see, if we see ourselves, our bodies, our business skills, our relationships, our mindsets, all as a work in progress, we will then give ourselves the grace to be just wherever we are and simultaneously having a vision of where we want to be. Okay, that's the key. That's the beautiful result of viewing our lives, our bodies, our business skills, our relationships, our mindsets, all of it as a work in progress, is that we give ourselves grace to just be wherever we are in this moment. Yep, this is where I am. This is who I am. This is the business or career that I have. These are the relationships I have. I'm going to celebrate where I am and yet simultaneously have a vision of where I want to be. For years, I thought to myself, if I could only be a published author. If I could just get someone to publish my book, then I will have arrived. I will finally be someone. You guys. I ended up self-publishing my first book back in 2007 or 8. It was great. People enjoyed it. It impacted lives. I've self-published 11, 12, 13 books now. I don't even think about how many it is. And yet I have one that a company has published. And guess what? When it happened, I was still Dave. I was still Dave Trotter, still a work in progress. If you have bought in, like I have in the past, and am still tempted to now, that if I could only reach this goal, then I will have finally arrived and the heavens will open, angels will sing, hallelujah, right? It'll just be like this magical moment and then life will be good and I'll keep You guys, that doesn't happen. I mean, even if you look at the most successful people, the wealthiest people, it's not like there's this moment and then bam, you've arrived. No. Why? Because we are a work in progress. Yes, we celebrate the milestones that we reach and we can feel the awesome feelings in that moment, but we also know that all of a sudden that doesn't fill up that hole of not enoughness within me. That doesn't make me all of a sudden feel whole or complete or loved. No, that's the interior work. That's the behind the construction fence work that has to be going on in our lives. Even though we may build this big mansion of a life, if we're not doing the interior behind the scenes work, that mansion is just empty, right? So if you've ever had that sense of, I just started, why am I not seeing tremendous results? Or if you've ever had that thought of, when I reach this goal, I will have finally arrived. Either one of those are fighting against this concept of embracing that we are a work in progress. And so even when you reach that goal, you're still a work in progress. And even though you ate healthy last week, you're not going to arrive this week. Why? Because it takes a plan. It requires consistent, ongoing showing up and doing the effort, doing the work, and having tenacity. Why? Because you're a work in progress. Now, have you actually ever looked over the fence where a home is being built? I'm sure you have. I mean, I'm sure I'm not the only nosy neighbor. I'm sure you've kind of glanced in between the chain link and be like, what's going on over there? Now, if you've ever looked through the fence or over the fence in the midst of a major house remodel or rebuild, it can look like a disaster. I mean, there is stuff going on all over the place. And yet, to the trained eye of the contractor, it simply looks like a beautiful work in progress. Yeah, because things are a work in progress. It can be a little bit messy. It's not complete, meaning the outward picture. It's still a mess, right? It's still being formed. If you have ever looked over the proverbial fence of your own life and said, good grief, I can't believe my life isn't a big, beautiful mansion yet. I mean, what's up with this problem over here? Why are these plants a disaster? What's this hole in the ground? Who left this trash behind? Right? Have you ever looked over the fence of your life and asked those questions? Well, I want to encourage you to start seeing your life and your business as a work in progress, giving yourself grace to be where you are right now and celebrate your growth and go, wow, look where I am. Look how much I've grown. Look how much my business is prospering. Look at what it's doing. Look at the ground that I've taken. And also, simultaneously, have a vision for where you want to be. Those things are not mutually exclusive. They come together. Now, if you're a business owner or an entrepreneur and you're struggling in some way, maybe you don't have a plan to grow your business, or you're struggling to put in the consistent effort that you know is required in order to scale your business, I want to help you. I don't want you to be alone in that journey. You can book a free clarity call where I will listen to what's going on in your business, including all the challenges. I'll provide you with insight into how you can scale your business and how I can possibly help you if I think that's a good fit. You will walk away with more clarity in your business and life, and I guarantee you that you will feel encouraged. And so you can choose a day and time that works for you at our website, insporising.com/call. That's insporising.com/call. You and I are truly a work in progress. Things may seem a little messy in your life and business, and that's okay. You're moving forward one day at a time. You're always growing. You're always learning. And I'm here to help you every step of the way. Hey, congrats on listening to another episode of Inspiration Rising. Why congrats? Because you're pouring education and inspiration into your mind and heart. And that's something we all need if we're going to grow our businesses and reach our goals in life. Now, if you enjoy Inspiration Rising, do us a favor, share it with a friend. Take a screenshot of your favorite episode and text it to them. Tell them to search for Inspiration Rising on their favorite podcast app and click subscribe. And if you haven't already, be sure to sign up for InspoText. That's our daily inspirational text messages. Just text me right now at 949-401-6090. That's 949-401-6090. Just say, hey, Dave, what's up? You'll get an automated reply with a link where you can add yourself as a contact. And of course, you can always unsubscribe. I want you to know today that you're inspired, empowered, and loved. Not because of the way you feel or what anyone else says about you, but because that's your true identity.